Okay, part 3. I didn't think this was gonna be this long, to be honest. I thought it would be like a quick da 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 da. My husband's like, you got the gift of gab, you need to start talking. So part 3. So we just mentioned, what were we talking about? Corporate finance, get your foot in the door, da 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 da. Next up on the list of emails and the people you need to talk to. Okay, what does the interview and all of that good stuff, what does that process look like? So basically, I'm gonna be honest with you. For an executive assistant, typically it's not just a 1-round interview. You're looking at an average of 3 rounds. You're gonna go in, you're gonna meet with like HR or whatever. That's the first round. Second round, you're usually gonna meet with someone on the team that you would be working for, right? Who are these people? What do they do? And then probably the main person on the team who has the final decision. So if you're looking at like C-level execs, you're probably going to meet with like partners, the CEOs, the other EAs, because you're going to be working with other EAs as well. So like you'll have a team of people that you work for. I would say anywhere from like, depending on how busy this person is, anywhere from like 2 or 3 people C-level, all the way up to 10 if you're working lower tiers, junior analysts. And sometimes they'll throw in other like lower tiers in that mix because they're on that team, and then you also have to get their stuff handled. So you may have like a partner or 2 partners, a VP, a junior analyst. That's your team. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I'll say this again. Because the video that I initially did had cut out and I was trying to film it on TikTok. So I just said, let me just do this on the regular camera so that I don't have to worry about it not actually recording. So what do they do? What do these companies do? What can you expect? Companies that I'm talking about, a lot of times they're in different sectors, right? So your team is going to do different things. So if you're in private equity, you're thinking, I mean, this is what they do. They're doing like corporate buyouts, right? So they're doing, think of companies like Zara, H&M, AMC Theaters. Like when they file for bankruptcy or whatever the case may be, a lot of times private equity firms will go in, restructure the company, do a new set of hiring, change a lot of stuff that's going on, try to rebuild the company from the inside out to bring it back to being profitable again, right? So that's what they do. So your team is going to consist of people that do that. If you're in family offices, what do they do? Family offices help high net worth individuals, people that have hundreds of millions of dollars in their families that are being handled by these companies. And I'm not talking about your celebrities that you see on TV. These are not people that you see on TV. These are super, super, super wealthy, high net worth individuals. I cannot stress that enough. The things that you will hear and see will literally blow your mind because of the amount of money that they have. Celebrities and things of that nature, the people that we see on a daily basis they pale in comparison to the money that I'm talking about. Like in order to be at some of these companies like BBR, I think your net worth has to be at least $300 million in liquid assets, minimum. And that's if they even decide to take you up on the offer of helping you manage your wealth, right? So they're not just gonna be on some, oh yeah, you know, you've got $1 million or you've got 10 or 15 million dollars or you've got 100 million. Not enough. Not enough. So that's what they do. Then when you're thinking about huge, bang, smallish stuff, like you could work in different sectors, like aerospace and dynamics, like Boeing. Think like Boeing jets, airplanes. Think paper sources. Like think big. Just like when I was talking about, you know, for your salary, think big. Like you gotta think big. Think big. Like put yourself out there. That's what they're doing. And then basically your job description, you're handling calendars, you're booking meetings, you're booking travel, you're on the calendar 24/7 because again, like I said, these people live and by their calendars. If it's not on the calendar, it doesn't exist. You want to make sure that you're abiding by the calendar. The calendar is law. Like if it's not on the calendar, and I say that heavily because as a newly minted EA, one of my first mistakes I ever made is I forgot to put something on the calendar. I will never forget that, and I would never do it again. You got to make sure things are on the calendar, because if not, something else can go on the calendar and override that. And if they see that other thing, then that's what's on the calendar. That's what's living, right? If it's not there, it doesn't exist, and it could be something really important. So you never want to put yourself in that position. But yeah, that's basically the ins and outs of corporate finance. And it is such an amazing field to work in. You'll meet some amazing people that are doing amazing things. The corporate lunches, I mean, I know so many places that do the Friday lunches in the office for the whole company, and it is so much food. I'm a foodie. I love food, and that was one of the best perks to me, because the company's ordering for everybody, like, and it's not like, oh, what do you want to eat? No, they're ordering so much food that you have your pick. Like, it doesn't even matter. Like, if they're doing a Chick-fil-A order, it's literally, you can get a spicy chicken sandwich, you can get a regular chicken sandwich, you can get nuggets, you can get cookies, you can get a slushie, you can the frozen lemonade, you can get custard, you can get cookies, you can get something of everything. Like, there's just that much food to be had. And it's not just like fast food joints. A lot of times they help out small businesses. They'll do a highlight of like an upcoming small business, or Black businesses, or whatever the case may be, and then do an order from them. So it's a lot of fun. You'll be working with a lot of other executive assistants. Those will become like your sisters. And there's men that do this too. Not a lot. There's not a lot of people of color in this industry either, I must say. So get your foot in the door. Try to get in there. It is so much fun. It can be very stressful at times, but your team will have your back. And the structure typically looks like this. So like, let's say you work for someone in, I don't know, if you're at a private equity firm and you're working for someone that's on this particular team, your structure's here. You've got the partner, you've got the partner, you've got your VP, you've got your junior analyst, whatever, and then there's you, right? Let's say you've got a small team, but these people can be very busy. Your emails, you're probably seeing hundreds of emails every day, and you've got to like filter your inbox. You've got to be good with your calendar and your inbox. And then you might have another EA that's working with this person, your partner or CEO on this team, and they've got a similar team. So let's say they have they have a meeting, and you have to be good with time zones and stuff like that, but your calendar you set the time zone so you know what the hell is going on at all times. Let's say they're going to Seoul, Korea, somewhere, I don't know. Let's say they're going, not Korea, let's say they're going to Seoul, or they're going to Japan, or they're going out of the country. You and this other EA, you guys are going to coordinate, because these two teams are going to a meeting together, right? So we've got to figure out what times work for them, what times they need to travel, get there and back. Everybody's calendar is not going to line up the same way. Sometimes everyone may be able to take the exact same flights, but other times when you've got CEOs and partners with families, they don't want to miss a recital, they don't want to miss a certain thing, or they need to arrive earlier or later than everyone else. So you've got to get as many people on the same page as possible, get them to the meeting, and it's so fine. You got to pull it through with a fine-tooth comb. You're looking at, okay, how are they getting to, this is like a wide level, a high level overview of what it will look like, right? They need flights, they need hotels, they need meeting rooms, conferences, whatever the case may be. So I'm giving you guys this information so you know what you're getting yourself into. They need all of these things. So now you have to think logistically. How are they getting to the airport, and where are they leaving from? Are they leaving from the office? Did they come to the office with their bags, or are they saying that they're coming to the office with their stuff? How long is this trip going to be? 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, right? That's number one. Secondly, you need a car. Are they all getting in the car together, or are they all going separate? Now, the car situation is similar to the flight situation, right? There are companies that these companies use that will book these things for you on your behalf. So it's not like you're calling an Uber. You can, if that's what they're into, but 9 out of 10 times they have corporate agencies that do these things, right? So you're gonna book the car, you're gonna get them to the airport. The other company for travel, You're going to give them the flight information that you got back from the team. These are the schedules that they're looking for. They're going to reply back to you. These are the flights and times that are available. You're going to say yes or no. You're going to book that. Then you're going to get them to the location. Once they arrive at the airport at the location, how are they getting to the meeting or the hotel? You need another car. Time is running out. I'm going to continue on to the next video. Stay tuned for part 4.